Let's end the debate. The Venom franchise is absolutely loved by some and hated by others, with no in-between. Some see it as a refreshing and chaotic anti-hero story, while others dismiss it as a tonal mess with comic inaccuracies. Let's break down why the Venom movies are actually good and financially successful, while also digging into the reasons they attract so much criticism. So, let's get started. Tom Hardy's portrayal of Eddie Brock and his chaotic relationship with the symbiote is nothing short of engaging and serves as the soul of these movies. Hardy brings a unique, almost humorous energy to the character, making Brock more relatable than the typical perfect superhero archetype. His struggles aren't about saving the universe. They're personal, keeping a job, maintaining relationships, and fighting his own inner demons. Hardy makes this work by fully committing to the bizarre dynamic, resulting in an enjoyable performance that stands out in the crowded superhero genre. One major issue for hardcore fans is the absence of Spider-Man in Venom. Venom is traditionally portrayed as a Spider-Man villain in the comics, and their iconic rivalry is a key aspect of Venom's character development. Without Spider-Man, some feel Venom's story is incomplete or even pointless, as it lacks the context of his antagonism with Peter Parker. Despite the universe being called Sony's Spider-Man universe, we never really got to see Spider-Man, even after completing the Venom trilogy. For comic purists, making a Venom movie without Spider-Man was a fundamental flaw. Even though the Venom films work as standalone stories, the absence of this relationship has left some die-hard fans feeling unsatisfied. While some critics dismissed the action in Venom as CGI heavy, it's hard to deny the fun factor of watching Venom rip through bad guys. The transformation sequences are visually striking, with the symbiote oozing and forming in ways that feel organic and terrifying. The car chase scenes and Venom's brutal fights with Riot are high-octane moments that blend chaos with comedy. In Let There Be Carnage, the climax fight is quite a spectacle and well-designed.
Death to you, Father. No! Not you, Father. You.
Some of the best moments come from Venom's savage remarks and Eddie's exasperated responses. This blend of dark humor and buddy comedy makes Venom entertaining in a way that's different from more polished, serious superhero films. Venom is snarky, Eddie is a mess, and together they create comedic gold in the most unexpected moments. One standout feature is how Venom embraces the absurdity of its premise during these scenes. It doesn't take itself too seriously, adding a layer of self-aware humor to the violent chaos. This is a movie where you can watch a 10-foot-tall alien symbiote bite off heads, and somehow, it feels more comedic than disturbing. While Venom is complex and entertaining, the focus on the internal conflict between Eddie and Venom was great, but Riot, as an external conflict, feels like a typical, underdeveloped CGI antagonist. His motivations are generic, and he doesn't offer much in terms of a unique threat beyond being a bigger, stronger version of Venom. Venom 2 had the same problem. While the Venom vs. Carnage fight was visually awesome, the outcome felt predictable. The animosity between Eddie Brock and Cletus Cassidy just didn't work. Venom 3 had the weakest antagonist in the trilogy. We had some big monsters with great regenerative abilities, but they had no self-thinking, were dumb, and presented no real threat to Venom and Eddie. It felt like Venom 3 was released just to set up the Thanos of this universe. Visually, Venom has a distinct identity that makes it stand out. The symbiote effects are mesmerizing, whether Venom is towering over enemies or blending into the shadows in his more subtle form. The design of Venom feels true to the character's monstrous comic appearance, with his sharp teeth, gigantic size, and terrifyingly fluid movements. The darker tone of the visuals also works in favor of the film. Set mostly at night in rainy, gritty locations, the film creates an atmosphere of unease that matches the horror-like nature of Venom's character. This darker aesthetic is a stark contrast to more brightly colored superhero movies, making it feel like Venom is from a different world. Venom 1 was widely panned by critics, which skewed audience expectations before they even saw the film. Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic scores reflect the critical consensus that the film was a letdown, with reviewers citing its jumbled plot and uneven pacing as major issues. However, this is where audience scores and critic reviews sharply differ. While critics were harsh, many viewers found it highly entertaining, creating a divide between critical reception and fan enjoyment. Personally, I enjoyed Venom 1 and have watched it multiple times while eating. Venom 2 was also good, though its rewatchability isn't as high. Venom 3 is the weakest film in the trilogy, but if you liked Venom 1 and 2, The Last Dance is a one-time watch in theaters for sure. Comment your opinions below. Thanks for watching.